Every.
Sorry.
No, you're good. What's up? Okay. Welcome to tonight's lovely show with our cast. We want to quickly give a shout out to the host on their site. Allow us to have the game up and running there. Greatly appreciate it. If you need a place to host your found, be sure to check out the forum for your. All right, without further ado, let's see what's going on. Cast and crew. We will start with Matt in the Hat. What's going on in your kingdom of streaming, sir?
A little. Not too much. In my world of streaming, I did a Borderlands stream with the Lady Vengeance last night. We've got that each week, and we also have added the latest season of Diablo 3 on the night before. So for me, that's a Friday night, and for America, that's a Saturday morning. And so we've got 2 streams going, which will be relatively weekly. As soon as Diablo 4 drops, we're going to be doing that separately, but still on the same night. So we'll change from doing Diablo 3 to Diablo 4. We're trying to get through the story of Diablo 3 before that happens. I think that should be possible. Like, they're powering through it pretty quick. As happens in Diablo 3, but we're both looking forward to playing Diablo 4 separately before playing it together and experiencing it for the first time. And we're hoping that it will be good. Besides that, not a lot stream-wise, because I have been getting ready for real-life things, including getting ready for study, which starts tomorrow, my time. And that will be very exciting. And full-time, and lots of stuff, and getting all my campaigns up and running. All of my campaigns, all 4 of them, are now up and running in the last week. So that has been exciting and scary and a lot. But I'm happy, and everything's going well so far, and we'll wait and see what happens. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. Glad you're part of it. And yeah, you definitely have a bit of crazy going on with horror games and school and everything else. So, Azrael, what's been going on in your streaming?
Yeah, let's see. The latest stream was pretty good. It was a lot of fun. I'm almost done uniting Ireland and Crusader Kings 3. Really close to hopefully finishing. Even though I'm on my 3rd person, like I couldn't get it done as the initial. And I was riding in to take like one of the major areas, and in the middle of the ride I died of natural causes. I was like, fuck. And I don't know, it's just really interesting when that game decides, you know what, time for you to kick the bucket.
Yeah. Crusader Kings 3 does that very well.
I've been playing Sons of the Forest a lot lately with Jarl and Dump and Puppy and Blue Diamond Ben. I think and Big Puppy's sister. Yeah, but we've been having a lot of fun. We're working on our big lodge in our game, and so I didn't play the original. I did play the Forest, but it's survival horror, and it's mainly just hilarious, like the way they have everything set up, and it's just really enjoyable.
Good. That's awesome. And yeah, I've actually thought about doing Crusader Kings at some point. I think it'd be fun. Maybe we should do that. See if we can get it on our calendars where we can all co-stream it together and do a little co-op of it, of the chaos, and see how quickly we can get all our families killed off.
That would be lit. That would be really cool. It's actually very different when you play with multiplayer.
Yes.
Because you changes how you think about things. Like, well, here's my short-term goal. That's your short-term goal. How we work together, or ally, or undermine the other person, do little sneaky deals.
Well, you can also
stuff like that. It's really
anticipate
fun.
logical reaction from the person you're trying to negotiate with. Because there's been times where I have like great favor and stuff, and then like they're randomly like, no. Why? Like everything is lined up where you'd say yes. Why are you saying no? Nah. But and other times I'm like, they're not gonna go for it. Yeah, we'll do that.
It'd be a lot of
What?
fun.
Yeah.
And we can laugh at each other's misfortune. And
That's the other
stuff,
fun thing.
and,
Yep.
that
Absolutely.
sounds really good.
We'll have to see what we can do. What about you, Dimension?
Metroid, and more Metroid. It's consuming all of my streaming right now.
My
unless
dear
it's
addicted
D&D.
friend.
Look, I'm trying not to play it off stream, so I'm playing it on stream every chance I can get. Because
Yeah.
I was saying it on the podcast I was on last night. It hits that nostalgia mark, so it makes me enjoy it, like for nostalgic reasons, because it was one of my favorite games on the GameCube. But then it also takes it that next step because they did a really good job with the remaster. So
Good.
playing through that. After that, the plan is to get back to get into The Witcher 2 and start working on that trilogy. And a couple of days ago, I started adding some channel points for the Long Dark Chat versus Streamer. So that will be coming in the progressively getting closer future.
Awesome.
And I'm worried about how many of my regulars have a shit ton of channel points. First few Long Dark
should
streams
be.
are probably just going to be me dying over and over and over,
Oh yeah.
and not getting anywhere until I, run through some of those channel points.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is if you have some that are help and some that are hinder, you can kind of get maybe some people doing both. Jarl has definitely done the chat versus streamer thing quite well. We've all seen the chaos that ensues with that.
He's helping me with some of the channel points for Long Dark. So
Awesome.
Because I've played it. I played it a couple times a few years ago. I think I played it on my Xbox, so I haven't really played it on PC. So not only will it be kind of a new thing for me to get used to it on PC, but I'll have to kind of get into the game and learn the game again because it's been a couple of years since I played it. So I'll be interested to see what happens. And then I'm also probably going to open it up either to chat or to my Discord and see if anyone has any suggestions, like as we're playing through, any other channel point spins we can do.
I will say this. I recommend, if you need a refresher, play through the campaign.
Oh, you mean that thing that I could never get through the first time?
Yeah.
I mean,
story
you can-
mode.
Yeah.
You know that thing that you don't do. That thing. Do that thing that you don't do. But yeah, other than that, anything else?
Just all my tabletop games. This one, Death of the Deities on Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Adventures in Middle Earth every other Wednesday on my channel. And then once Raven Rolls is back able to play and has a little more energy after his life settles down just a little bit, we might get back into Starforged over on his channel.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, Death of the Deities, brother. Oof. Oof, it's been doozy.
Next episode's gonna be crazy.
I will say that Death of the Deities is probably like my favorite, like, just campaign in general.
Yeah.
That I follow. Like, I may not get to watch every episode, but it's just so amazing how, like, all of you, like, fit together and you're all doing what he does.
Yeah. No, it's.
I wish YouTube hadn't been such a problem, and he could be archiving these on YouTube for others to watch, because
Yeah.
I myself would enjoy to go back and just watch the whole thing in its entirety.
Yeah.
So you haven't been able to do that?
Well, Jarl can't. Go for it.
He uses some music from a website, and YouTube flags it every time and says the assets that he's made or the music that he's using is not his, even though he can prove he has license for them, or that he made the assets and things like that. So they keep taking them down or demonetize them, or make them private or whatever they do.
Yep.
So he doesn't have those. They're not publicly available. Hopefully he has them saved somewhere, and he's not just trashing them all. But
yep,
they're not publicly available unless you're able to, like, until Twitch takes them down. Once Twitch takes them down after the short period they have the VODs up, they're pretty much gone off the internet.
Yep. And that's because YouTube's policy of, we're not going to get involved. If someone puts a claim against your video, it's on you to deal with them. And you really think someone who got permission to put a claim on your video is going to release it? What interest do they have in doing so?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's so dumb. It's, yeah.
And like, I'd love to go back and, like, watch it from the beginning, because I came in halfway.
Yeah.
like whenever I first got in, like, Dump was still playing Skate.
Yeah.
Like Skate lasted, like, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 episodes that I watched, and then he moved over to John, and he's just been.
Skates was in there for more than that episodes, but I
like,
get that's
me, like,
I was gonna say I get that that's when you joined, but what I was saying was, it's like, just how much before that happened for you that you don't get to enjoy now, which is sad.
Exactly. Sucks. Anyway.
And it's, yeah. All hail the YouTubes and their willingness to not give a concern about the creators. But hey, neither here nor there. We are in Cyberpunk, and we have things to do this evening. We have things to explore.
Down to the depths we go.
Yes. So, who wants to give a recap of what happened last time? Or you can do a story recap up to the point we're at now. Either way is great. Or all 3 of you can do it together if you want, or all 4 of us can.
Well, there was lots of failure last time. That's for sure. That's all I remember. No, the standout thing I think that we can highlight from last time is Seamus defying all odds that Blackstone and Zid have put up against us by just failing so much. Seamus has managed to pull us out of a terrible situation by connecting in with some underworld figure who we don't fully know everything about, that has agreed to, with exchange with some tech, to expedite our ascension of rank through this strange, very I guess, how would you call it? Just very controlling place. We
very
found out last
happy,
time.
joyous place.
Yes, very happy and joyous. Yeah, we love getting massive robots coming out with huge guns trying to kill us, and as soon as anything untoward happens, masses of guards coming in and evaporating people. We really love that sort of thing, and it's something that we definitely look forward to. But yeah, so
Absolutely.
we did get ourselves into a little bit of trouble, but we have a way through, and we have just accepted a new job. We want to get out. This is we want to get out. We do believe that our bodies are in stasis, in some sort of stasis machine. We haven't seen any exits. We don't know, Doc has tried a couple of times to just like force of will himself out, and that hasn't gone terribly well. But it's an interesting idea. But that is our goal. We want to get out. We want to get back to our families, or find our families, as the case may be. And so we're going toward that. We've just accepted this mission to go deep into the complex and root out some hefty problems, apparently, that are going on, even deeper than we went before. To root out some problems. We're aware that we may lose some memories in the process, but we have agreed to do this so that we can obtain our rank back. And all the meanwhile, I don't know, just trying to figure out what the heck's going on and where all these technologies that shouldn't be here are coming from, and how all of this is happening, and what the heck we're gonna do, because it all seems very difficult. So that's what I got.
Indeed. There's a lot of strange things you guys have found, and the question is, how many more strange things are you going to find?
Let's find out.
One more?
Just one more.
Okay. Well,
I'm sure it's fine.
if you look in the mirror, you'll find one more, and then we can be done.
Well, that's why I don't have the cams pulled up on screen, so that doesn't count as my one.
Give me my body back or my mind. Yes, exactly, Scott Dog. Welcome. So, you are able to prepare yourselves to delve deep within unknown locations. Is there anything you guys want to do in preparation for your descent?
Are we allowed to take stash stuff?
Mm-hmm. If you want to.
Yeah.
Now's the time to decide that.
Yeah, I think that taking the turret with me for sure. If nothing else, I can take the heavy SMG off the turret. Do you guys want
My
the?
latest note said that we did stop by our stash, and that we were heading down, and that we were hearing combats and conflict as we were descending through. So yeah.
I was sliding back
I've already got stuff on my character sheet that we took from the stash.
I was just saying.
I hadn't looked.
I was just sliding back to just before the descent, just to make sure you guys had marked anything you want to take with you. If you look at your gear, you will see there is a hand, which means it's equipped. A circle, which means you own it, but it's not with you. And then a bag, which means you own it and it's with you. So if it's the circle, it means that it's in stash.
Yeah, I basically have everything, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, I'm carrying the turret, so yeah, I think I've got everything.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you picked everything up on yours.
Yeah, I definitely, and all the leather armor and everything. So yeah, I'm good. I think I'm ready to head out.
So
we've had a little bit of time with no combat. I'm ready to shoot stuff.
Jump back in.
Oh yeah.
This is where you wonder where Doc is, because he's been itching.
Oh yeah.
The only Like, I do see that Seamus left the leather body armor in stash, because he already has body armor.
Yeah.
And then... Zid, did you want to put your leather helmet on? Or do you not want to bring any of it with you?
On my sheet, it says that I've equipped an armor jack, but that
Me
can't
too.
be right.
Light armor jack, yes. That's the
Yeah,
body
we all
armor that
got,
you're given.
armor from the quartermaster or whatever.
Yep.
And I brought my leathers, like I have it, I'm carrying it,
Mhm.
but I don't anticipate actually needing it. This is just in case someone needs it.
Sure.
Just in case you or Doc run through your armor again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just body, the armor jack.
Yeah.
Then okay, I will grab and equip the helmet.
And that's the thing. I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys a chance, without being the end of the stream where everyone's tired, right? To look over and verify what you
Too
did.
late.
Right? I'm trying to not do that. I mean, I could, but I figured I should try to not do that. So yeah, you guys have descended into the bowels, and you hear in the distance firing. Now, this area, if you recall, is a good trek away from the actual main complex that you've been in. And the sounds are distant. So it's not like, hey, we're going to turn a corner and there's combat. But you notice the area is a lot more worn down. In some areas, like, the walls have kind of caved and it's like bare, unformed rock behind it. So instead of being clean, pristine, nice area that you're used to seeing and being in, it's dark, it's dingy, it's dirty.
If I go up to the wall and like run my hand over it, can I use science to figure anything out about like where we are?
Probably not where you are. You might be able to get some understanding of maybe age it would take to erode the material. But it's going to take a bit of time to kind of investigate, what exactly the material is, and then kind of date it. But that's something you can do.
All right, I'll roll real quick.
Sure. And I forgot to say, did you guys refresh your luck?
I didn't, but I'm not going to use luck on this.
No, it's all good.
14. That probably don't get me a lot.
Not a whole lot. So, let's see here. I believe that just is basic info that you'll get with that. Yeah. So, you haven't spent a lot of time dating produce facilities, but you know that concrete tends to last for quite a while. So the fact that this is eroded makes you wonder if this part of the facility is 50 years old, 60 years old, more? Definitely predating you. Yeah.
So, but my son's not really well, not a character. I
Yeah.
actually have to go and grab him some stuff from CVS, so I'll be back in like 30 minutes. Thanks.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Well, IRL having fun. We all understand
It
that.
happens.
Right? That's what I was saying. We all understand that. We've been there at some point. So Blackstone shares this with you guys. What's up?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if we kind of got that information from him.
Yeah. I would assume he'd tell you. He's been pretty good at sharing info with you guys.
And how far away did the commotion sound?
It's hard to tell because it's in a tunnel, right? And so, stone tunnel, the echo travels a lot further than it technically should otherwise, because there's not interference, there's not sound dampening. If anything, it's kind of the opposite. The sound echoes more and spreads farther. So it's hard to know unless you're from a, subterranean specialist. It's probably going to be hard to pinpoint the distance at all. But it doesn't sound like it's around the corner. It sounds more faint than that.
I say we kind of start creeping forward then.
Okay. You don't want to just run in there, guns blaring at nothing and drawing attention to yourselves?
Really? I mean, that sounds so great and all. Life is more precious.
I don't think we should go in throwing our weight around this time.
Oh. So you guys kind of slow up and try to go quietly. If you get to a point where there's likely to be perception, that means that's when I'll have you roll stealth to see how quiet you're being then.
Okay.
But now that I know you're moving quietly, that means the amount of noise you're making has reduced to that point, right? So you guys move on quietly, which means you're taking a little bit extra time. You're picking your steps more carefully, avoiding... Oh, what is that? Oh, that was a bone. Ooh, that's broken glass. Let's move around that. Slowly picking your way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper. The lights are flickering, which is great fun for the eyes, straining them. Obviously, there's been no maintenance down here in ages. It stinks. Have you ever been in an area where, like, there's that air that just hasn't been recycled? It's really old air. It's not necessarily foul air in the sense that there's something rotting or anything, but it's stale.
Does this look like... I'm sure we asked this before, but I've had my memory personally wiped since then. Does this look like the tunnels in the area that we're living in just like degraded, or kind of a version of that, or what?
Roll a deduction. I think I saw that on there. Yeah, deduction is perfect for this. Basically, it'll say how much you get. Ooh,
20.
Nice. So you start looking at this and thinking it, and you're like, okay, the shape looks similar. The material seems similar. It definitely has a similar feel, but it seems more like it's a older iteration, an abandoned iteration.
Seamus is gonna kind of glance over to Zid. Why would they just abandon all this extra space they have? I know we already know that something's wrong around here, but doesn't this seem strange? Like, more strange than normal?
It seems to me this place is all about control. And perhaps they lost control of this area a long time ago, and it doesn't matter anymore because it's not going to make them any money.
Seamus just kind of shakes his head.
But apparently it matters enough to send us down here because we're meaningless bodies of flesh. And something's wrong. Something's changed, Mon. Something's changed.
That's my point. Why send us down here? Take care of these problems. I don't know if this is exactly what we did before. It feels a bit familiar. Why not just send a squad down here and send the robots down here and just rid these tunnels of whatever's happening down there? And he kind of points to the general direction of what sounds like the gunfire and stuff's happening at.
Yes. So basically, as you say that, you hear from one of the vents right next to you on the right.
Because, my new friend, we are expendable. They have us, our real us, still up there. This doesn't matter.
But think about that. If you could make 100 docs and send them down here to get rid of whatever's here, why wouldn't you? And just be over and done with the problem. Instead of sending the few of us down here every who knows how often, because we don't remember.
Zid, I want you to roll me a deduction.
It's a test. Maybe they are trying to assess exactly how much they can get away with, exactly what we're capable of.
Oof. Oh, I said Zid. I want, based on what you said,
okay.
Seamus, I wanted Zid to roll a deduction.
Oh, right.
Otherwise, that would have been a 9 for you.
Thank God, maybe I wasted that and got that out of the way.
I wasted the 1. Yes. Yeah. No, I feel you there, man. Kind of like my inspiration on Death of the Deities. 16. You're not sure, but you do recall that in the memo of the job posting for this company that you recalled prior to your foreboding awakening, that they did have a part in there that they said where they were looking to do research. And you know, you don't always, when you're working on net architecture, necessarily put in the best if you're trying to test something. Sometimes you have the lesser demon go against your better version to see which one's actually better under different circumstances, because you get more data that way.
All right. So we don't remember fighting other things. We just remember that there was some degree. Well, we remember that there was conflict, but we don't remember exactly on who or precision. And so Zid's like, what if, man? This is just iteration.
Allow me to introduce myself.
This is just a test.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Test to see if their data is consistent or not. Perhaps to see which is better, us as we are now, or perhaps what they have done previously, before us, or perhaps against the real. If there are perhaps real people down here, not meat sacks, as we have discovered ourselves to be.
Now
Perhaps
that,
they are making a weapon.
with that thought, I need a resist drug and torture roll from you, Zid.
Ooh. Alright. I am not gonna add any luck to this.
I am curious to see how you do, because this could be a point of some info for you.
Oof, maybe I should. Resist torture and drugs really is
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This is the moment when the game the fourth wall breaks and the players scream out, "Oh, can we spend XP to?" No, I'm not going to be doing that.
Well, see, that's the thing. I always go based on what skill fits the most, not necessarily
I love it. This, and
the best.
And this, for those people watching at home, this is a total of 7, and it's all just my will stat. I do not have ranks in this, and I think I'm not going to spend luck on this because I want to see where the dice go and to see where the narrative takes us. So
I'm all for it.
Let's trust in the story. We're at 11.
Not terrible, not great. An 11 at least is not a fail. If it's below a 9, that's where you're kind of like, yeah, you don't know much. So basically, for those who are wondering, a 9, DV9, is a simple difficulty. It's something that most people can do without thinking, but which might be small, or might be hard for small children.
So Sid's just scraping by here with this.
For everyday tasks, which are people can accomplish without lots of special training, is a 13. So, you know, you didn't get
I would
a
have had to
ton,
have spent 2 luck for that. So,
but at least you didn't get
I'm
nothing. So,
right.
you say that and you're like thinking, there's something on that you need to remember and dig deeper on at some point. Because there's something to that which you just said.
Yeah. So Zid like pauses as he's like iterating, right, on what this all could possibly be, and you see him internalize for a minute, and he just sort of shakes his head, and it doesn't really sink in. But you do see the pause. You know him enough now that you do see the pause, and perhaps can do something around that. But for now, it seems like maybe he even just lost his train of thought, right? Or he's just not sure, because none of this is sure. And the gunfire's continuing on. It's gunfire, right? Not just...
Yeah, and it is sporadic. It's not like Warzone, like constant, right?
Yeah,
like you watch any of the
moves
war
on.
movies, it's like constant gunfire. Go, 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 go. This is more like small skirmishes are breaking out. It's quiet for a bit, and then you hear for a little bit, and then it quiet, and then somewhere else. So it's not like a constant din of combat and battle, but there's definitely...
Yeah, so there's that like 1.5 pause, and then there's a boop, boop, boop in the distance, and Zid focuses again on continuing on.
And of course, it's up to Seamus if he wants to do anything with that, or just keep on trucking.
You alright there? At that look that you had? Like when you do that thing with your head and go into the computers and I
You
don't
know, when you said, like, when we first lost our memories, man, and you were the one who it seemed to impact the most. You were very vocal, man, about that you had lost something. And it feels like that all over again.
But you haven't been wiped, right? Oh, you remember everything we've done over the past few days? Since
Yeah,
we
man. See,
finished our last
it
job?
is not like it happened, but like I'm missing something. I don't, it could be nothing. Second guessing, man. I'm not usually like this.
I think that's probably what happens when someone's messing about in your brains. But I think that it's also a good thing where we're at. To be second guessing ourselves and them. And he just like kind of looks around, all around him and up and down. We've got to go, got to follow the tasks they've given us. But
Yeah, let's see what is down here.
just try not to zone out if you can. Just keep your wits about you. We're gonna need you. Blackstone's
and you'll see
gonna
Zid
be
steal
quiet
himself
as of
for
late.
what's ahead.
So
Yeah.
All right, so you guys continue on. Let's see. What's a good searching / luck roll? I think a good stat. Conceal receive.
Conceal.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Conceal reveal object is probably a good option for this. Because it's kind of a hidden thing.
both of us or one of us or
Either way.
I got a base of 13
Go for it.
or 19.
You both got
both of
19.
Nice.
So you both at the same time like reach for each other and like duh, and realize you both just saw it at the same time. There's a door that's worn down to the point where you can't really see that it's there as well. But you're able to see that there's a panel that's missing and exposed wires. So you both saw it at the same time and look at each other like that knowing look that you both know this is a door here.
But our pointers are still going straight.
Actually, now that you think about it, your pointer has kind of keeps fading. Like
Look at.
you're not having signal here. That's a problem.
Zid doesn't think.
Sounds
it's
like a good thing to me.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind, you do know you've gone down a number of floors, not up, and you want to go up to go out.
Yeah.
Because you know you are down in the earth.
Yeah, so we're both like, ah, door.
So you're like, hey, we're out of the area, but that means we have to go back through to get out. Nice combination of the two. Oh yeah, you both were
So
like,
there's
door.
wires, right?
Yeah.
There's a panel.
Yep. It looks like the
faded,
panel's missing,
really-
so there's exposed wires sticking out.
Wires, yeah. Sid says, I know a thing or two about security. How we have all taken turns to do things while we have been exploring. I can't quite remember if that is your specialty.
Not unless I can talk it into opening.
Then you won't mind if I take a look.
He does like a twirl of his hand and kind of like towards the panel for you.
Be my
Is this
guest.
Electronic security?
Yes, it would be
or-
electronic security tech. Which, if you want to, you can always bump Blackstone and tell him to do it.
Hey, Blackstone. You've been very quiet as we have been coming down here, man. You just got ghosts flying around in your head. Blackstone just shrugs.
I don't know, man. My head's just kind of like somewhere else right now. Can I help you with something?
I know how you feel. Alright, let me have a look. There's not really like an aid or anything that he can do for me, is there?
Not really. You can use either skills, though. So if you want to use his instead of yours, I was saying you can have him roll. And basically just say, like, here, Blackstone, open this door for us.
I feel like with my current headspace, I think Zid wants something to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll this.
Sure.
Try it.
Nice. So that's an 18.
And that's just enough to do it. So the DV was 17. So you just
Scraped it.
connect the right wires, splice it open, and it's like... It opens very poorly, I might add, but it does open enough that you're able to squeeze through and get in there.
Alright, so what do I see? What do we see?
Something foreign to the two of you, because neither of you have really ever spent a whole lot of time in a lab or in areas of much research. The odd thing is, there's papers. Papers.
Oh.
That's a joke because, you know, you're in the cyberpunk.
Yeah, yeah.
Most things are actually taken on
Data
computers.
slates and...
Right. Why would you use paper?
Yeah, what is this old fangled technology?
So you guys are aware of what paper is. It's just... don't use that. What is this? We gone back in time?
Can
So-
I
Go ahead.
go look at some of it and see like if it looks like it's recent or if it just looks like it's been
Sure.
down here since the last time they used it? Or
Yes, you go over, you look at the papers. You all are smart enough to know that historically paper was a nice whitish color. These are more of a very yellowed color, as though they've been here for a while.
how about like am I able to tell by like the writing or anything if it's starting to fade? If it's fresh, even if the paper's not? Like if someone's been actually using this stuff recently?
Roll a deduction, because that's going to be trying to delve a little bit more deeper. It doesn't look like it's wet ink, so it's not recent. But you're looking for a more pinpointed age sort of thing, so we'll have you roll a deduction on that. See what kind of reasoning you can think up.
Nice
18.
roll. We're getting there today.
Right? He's wishing he rolled like this Wednesday.
Well, let's just hope it continues.
No kidding. So yeah, no, you're able to determine that it is written kind of like the same age as the paper. So it's been there for a while. It's not fading like illegible yet, but it definitely is faded some. So you get a feeling that it has degraded its clarity a little bit. But the other thing that gets you is there is a bit of dust kind of on things. Now the air has been circulated some, so you know some of the dust didn't build up for a while, but now that it's not been circulating, there's getting to be a bit of a layer of dust on everything here. Just kind of tip the pages and there's, you know, dust kind of just rolls off. You're like,
Oh, man. That's,
Shh.
Oh.
We don't
What
know
is
what's
it,
down
man?
here. We don't. Do you hear the gunshots? We don't know where these people are or whatever they are. Can't just be making noise. And then Seamus just sneezes super loud.
you can't just be...
Yeah, man. Okay. What have you found, man? Do they say anything pertinent?
Do they say anything pertinent? I mean, they're old. He tell Seamus to tell you that they're old, but
Well, they do have the lovely Life Tech symbol, so it is Life Tech letterhead. You look at it closely and you see that it's talking about some projects they worked on. How they need to preserve the mind long term. How they need to, you go over, look at another one. We need to preserve living tissue and not let it degrade. We need to be able to create a link between the mind and something. So there's a lot of these references to connecting, preserving, modifying, and you're starting to piece together some of it. So let's see, since you're reading it, deduction is a viable skill. I could see potentially cryptography, kind of
I
like
will
connecting,
definitely roll cryptography.
kind of deciphering sort of thing. Library search.
I know everything.
Wow. You roll a 10 and a followed by a 10. For those who don't know, when you roll a 1 or 10 on the D10 for Cyberpunk, you roll an additional D10 and either add or subtract it. If you roll a 1, you subtract whatever the second D10 was from your roll.
Let me
If you get a 10, then you get to roll an additional 10 and you add it. So our dear friend here, Mr. Zid, just rolled a 32, which means he has a base skill of 12 and got a bonus of 20 to his roll.
Boy.
So,
crit.
essentially, yeah, that is a crit, like a crit and a confirm. So, beautiful. Yeah. There you go. The DV was 35. Get wrecked. No. They don't. they don't usually go that high. 29 is considered legendary. Awe-inspiring feat. This is something people write stories about. A truly amazing accomplishment that will be spoken of in hushed tones for years to come.
Wow.
There you go. You like that? So
The-
you start reading this off and referencing with your good friend Zid here, and you're like, both of, I'm going to give you both some, right? Because you both are intelligent. Both get different bits, but you come to the conclusion that this is the base of the research that was being done here that you guys know about, that they're looking for research. You heard that Blackstone read some lips and found out that they had a cryostasis thing, not just a standard doctor bag that Doc has, but an actual long-term cryo tank. You also know that the mental link that they mention trying to do is very similar, like flipping further back through that, is very similar to some of the things that you heard Doc mention when he was trying to will himself out. Some of those things they mention show up, that he mentioned show up here. Like, due to the strain required on the connection, if someone attempts to breach the connection with their own mind, it is likely to have negative side effects on their psyche and or on their bodies with the level of stress that is conducted. Early studies showed that someone who's aware of it and attempted received a blood aneurysm. Other ones just had minor nosebleeds. So you know it is possible to do what he's wanting to do, but now you also know if he keeps
He can
pushing
kill
it.
himself.
Exactly. The final bit that you kind of find talks about, well, how many iterations do we want to allow for research? If someone cannot preserve themselves past what iteration? And you hear like all this speculation about, people should be allowed 4 iterations, people should be allowed 12 iterations, people should be allowed any number of iterations. But then you see there's eventually a consensus. 6 should be a decent number. If they can't make it by 6, then, we can go ahead and allow them to be recycled.
As Seamus and I nut this out together and put these errant pieces of paper together in the right order to get all of this information and discover it, put it all together. I think Zid would turn to him with this piece about Doc. Perhaps Seamus has uncovered another bit about the iterations, while I've connected this thing about this, and I would say, you seem very tight with Doc. I think this might be pertinent to what he has been doing lately. And I don't think he should be pushing it any further, man, based on what these 2 papers seem to be leaning towards. Here, you have a look.
Hey, keep on chatting on that for just a minute. I need to check on something. I just heard a noise here.
Sure.
So, won't be more than like 2 minutes.
Sure, go ahead.
Seamus looks at you with this interesting look. I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's like almost a sadness, almost a frustration, like almost a defeat almost with what you're saying about Doc. And don't know how much you've paid attention to Doc, but and he kind of glances down a little bit. Well, I do have some pull with him, and I can convince him of certain things at certain times. Problem with Doc is he's a bit stubborn. When he sets his mind to something, it's hard to turn it away. And he seems to think that he can get out this way. I've told him myself to stop. The last time he did it, he's kind of knocked back and started bleeding from his nose. And Blackstone told me he stole a scalpel from the medical room and was poking himself with it.
Is he losing his mind, man?
I know that he used to have a subdermal pocket, and you could say he's probably looking for that, but poking around with a scalpel to find it doesn't seem like the right way to do it.
We have all been a little spooked since we got here. And we have not gone about things perhaps the way that we should. I think we should take this note back and try to just give him the proof. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is in the paper.
So now Zid's writing a recipe for paper pudding.
It has to be really good pudding. Yeah, so we've just been
in the cafeteria.
It seems like Seamus is pretty concerned about Doc. And Zid says he does seem to have been a little out of it since all of this. I hope, for your sake and for anyone that knows him, that he does recover. Perhaps they pull him out early if his iteration here is not proving to be valuable enough.
Keep in mind, you did read recycled, not released.
Right. Yeah, so Zid gets like 3/4 of the way through this sentence and then sees the word as he sort of like stashes the papers into his pack carefully and goes, "Oh, this is worse than perhaps I was just thinking. It seems to be a downward spiral."
Sorry about that.
It's all
Yeah,
good,
I
man.
don't think that if we're deemed failed experiments, that we're going to last very long. But now I'm a bit worried about taking these jobs. If every time we finish one of these jobs, we get wiped, and I suspect that number goes up, that's our next iteration.
And we can
know
only
that-
go up to 6, right? So we are already at 2.
We're almost halfway there.
As he goes through this, Blackstone will come around the corner. He's been checking something out in the corridor while we've been looking into this room that we found. That was all sort of secret. Well, not secret. It had been faded and wasn't really very visible. But both Seamus and I spotted some errant wires, and we put it together that there must be a door here. And we managed to open it and get through. And as you come in to this area, after making sure that nobody was coming down the corridor in either direction and securing the location, Zid and Seamus point out what they've found, which is all of this paperwork, actual paper, not just data slates, but real paper with real writing on it, with the LifeTech logo, that seems to denote, as described by Zid, the original experiments and the iterations that they have made over the years of developing the technology that is keeping us in stasis and effectively whoever else has been experimented on, and this has been going on for quite some time and iterated on for even longer than we would dare have imagined before this. And he would show Blackstone the papers to corroborate that, and also to just reiterate that it looks to be that Doc's in a lot of trouble. This thing that he's been trying to do, get himself out by the power of his mind, Zid would show Blackstone, just as he has with Seamus, that people have died by trying this. They've had aneurysms when they have tried this, and that it only can be damaging. It pretty much says that it's only ever going to be damaging to the body and to the mind, and potentially lethal.
Yeah, they did state that they put some things in place to prevent it from successfully allowing manual detachment from the host. Meaning the person themselves cannot do it. They've created it where it will prevent it. But if you fail your attempt too badly, you can get a brain aneurysm and wind up dead.
Yeah, that's no good.
So now you have proof that Doc is toying with something that could cause his death.
Yeah.
But also validating what he said at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Are these papers dated by chance?
With that cryptography roll, yes. Otherwise, no. Because you notice a number, like a code in the top right corner. Looking around, you're able to piece together enough information. These papers are from before the time of the Red.
Oh.
These papers are from before the fall of the Arasaka Tower. These papers are from quite a ways back. Let me see if I can find the date here.
That's okay. As this numbers and code comes together, Zid is Seamus, Blackstone. This right up here, you see this code. It is disconnected from one page to another, but if you put them together, you can see that there's a line over here, it's there, and when you put it together, they repeat. They show this might be older than the fall.
This is very troubling. It
Is
seems
it
like
older than you, older than me, older than... What is even happening?
There's a few of the documents that date back to 2008.
Oh boy. Okay.
And we are in 2045.
Oh yeah. Yikes.
this stuff's been going on for almost 40 years, if not longer.
That's what the code seems to suggest, but I can barely believe it, man.
They've been doing
It
this stuff.
doesn't. It boggles the mind.
Yeah, this stuff has been done in secret for a very, very long time, and it was covered up well enough that lots of people did not know what was going on. So it seems like life
I
tech.
survived
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
everything.
Well, they did.
Everything.
Let's get a library search. I think would be the closest because it's basically history.
I mean, I've got a base 11. Anybody have any higher?
No.
For which stat? Let me look.
Research.
Library search.
No.
It's basically kind of like
No.
going with your mind because there's not a good
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add some luck onto this.
check back history.
Gonna add a couple of luck points onto this.
I mean, you could be like your friend and roll 210. Oh, no.
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 Well, at least somebody's
Blackstone,
balancing
you
the
have
party.
failed.
Oh,
Here I am.
9.
Just happened to roll the best result I have ever rolled in my life, and then you rolled just about the worst. That's great, man.
He could have gotten 1 point less.
Oh.
1 point less would have been the absolute worst. Oh man, a 5.
We haven't had, except for my one mistake roll, we haven't had anything under 2 digits.
No.
Yeah.
Have you been gone?
No. Yeah, he can scroll up and see the history of all the
Been a
rolls.
pretty good rolling session.
Oh. Oh.
No shame or shade on you. That's hilarious.
I feel bad for him. Yeah, so
I do too.
you're trying to recall what happened around that date, like, you know, to kind of put it into perspective a little more, and you're like, I can't. My brain's just, my brain says no. I'm out.
And indeed it does. And that's with 2 luck points.
Yeah, I know. I am sorry, dude. That is...
I mean, imagine if I hadn't put any luck in, I would have rolled 3.
Yeah, that would have been a 3. And the lowest he could possibly get is a 2.
Something.
But still, that's just...
Yeah.
Brutal, man. All right. Well, we have been here a few minutes. This ain't going away anytime soon. Let's keep these papers safe.
Absolutely. How many are there?
There's quite a lot.
I didn't know if I could stash. Is there a way that I can like find something like very important and stash it?
You could try, if you would like. You do see that it looks like the papers were stacked as categorized, but you do notice there's a few terminals in the room that are completely powered off.
Okay.
And they look archaic. Like,
So like I could do.
Zid would be insulted probably if you call these things computers compared to what he's talks about. They technically
looking at them
are.
like they're toys, yeah.
Yeah. But you have a
I
feeling that it probably they use them to enter the data and then it kind of resides elsewhere now. These are just the old copies that didn't get shredded for one reason or another. If you had gotten your roll, may have had some indication. But you'll have to try to research that date at a later time when you have access to a library.
All right.
So you can try when things have been altered so that you can try again. You are able to, like the rules actually state it, right? If there's a substantial change, then yes, you can try again. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you get access to something that'll let you start doing research on the date, that's when you can trigger it. So you might want to jot it down in your notes or something if you want, if it matters to you. Because you never know when you're going to get access to it. It might be chapter 2. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
That being said, you're all free to move on if you wish, or if you want to do anything here with the papers, you can.
Seamus, you said that you don't know, we don't know what is down here or what is going to happen. We cannot get out from down here. We are too far down. Do we go and do what they said? If they wipe us again, we will be iteration 3 and halfway and may not even remember what we have found.
Here's the thing though. If I'm understanding what you read correctly, we won't be recycled when you reach iteration 6 if we're successful experiments. But if we were to go back now and not have finished our task, could be a strike against us. We might still get to iteration 3, but have a strike against us and be one step closer to recycling.
After what has
I-
happened, I don't want any more strikes.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I don't want to do what they say either. We might have to at the moment.
I agree. I think we have to just keep our heads down, noses clean, and just go about our business.
Or, and Seamus gets like this kind of gleam in his eye. Make
Oh.
it seem like we're doing what they want us to do.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Well, I don't exactly know what's down here and what exactly they want us to do. But if we have the opportunity to just make it appear that we've done it,
Yeah,
might want to seize on that opportunity instead.
it's fair.
Duly noted. Let us see what is down here and
Let's
make
explore.
the best of it for us rather than them.
Yeah, let's explore a bit.
Indeed. So, if you all leave the paper...
Also, Azrael, our HUDs seem to be flickering a little bit down here.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I thought I noticed a few, like whenever I was in the corridor, I thought I noticed some glitchiness.
Yeah, it's kind of like my phone earlier today when I was trying to message you guys about, things. No signal.
Alright, let's move it on.
So, you guys exit the paper room. And you can continue on. The random skirmish sounds continue as you guys press deeper and deeper. You're realizing that this base is massive. You've seen part of the area that you're in before, and that was pretty massive. You're going to now an abandoned section that is even deeper. It's taken you like an hour of walking to get down here before you started stealthing. And you continue on. You've gone down numerous sets of stairs, numerous halls, just going deeper and deeper, and it's now 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm getting a little anxious because we haven't seen anything for
Now,
like for 90 minutes, 2 hours.
yeah, the last 30 minutes, you haven't been interacted with something, but you have heard other noises that are disturbing. You've heard animal noises, creature noises,
That's not good.
some skittering in the vents,
Do we hear any
some
like,
calls
robot-
of noise that you've been detected as they run further in. Now, these don't sound like very small creatures.
Mm.
They don't sound like they're, massive, because they are in the vents. Which you could potentially squeeze in the vents, but not comfortable, right? So you know they're smaller than you. But you've heard quite a few of them here and there as you guys press on quietly.
So despite the fact that we've been moving on stealthily, it seems that we have been detected.
Yeah, you smell still. Animals have exceptional perception, right?
Yeah.
I think probably our movement's unimpeded right now. I think Zed might be touchy enough to grab his gun out.
I mean, I've got mine just basically kind of at the ready. Like,
You have it drawn
Moving
or
around.
holstered?
I think I have it drawn. Oh, yeah.
Because you'd probably have a holster and you could have it unbuttoned in the holster for quick draw, or you could actually have it out, kind of looking
it says
around
Seamus-
at the ready.
Seamus definitely has his out.
Yeah, I've got mine equipped.
Equipped, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think that. Is there like is there like a smell, like a very noticeable smell that any of us are familiar with?
The smell that is currently been permeating the place is just old, unrecycled air. It's stagnant air.
Okay.
And that's
Don't
part of the
smell-
problem, is that you don't know how much you'd be able to smell anyways, because there is no air movement. None. So it's kind of hard to breathe. You almost feel like you're suffocating a little bit, because there is like no air movement. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a place like that, but it is not fun.
I mean, like my house like had no air handling.
My house. Oh my
I know.
god.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people don't consider the fact that if you don't have the air moved around ever, it does start getting stale.
Absolutely.
Is this another set of stairs I see?
Tired of,
How
I'm
many
tired.
of these are we going to have to go down?
Is there anything on the walls?
Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. You actually see going down this stairs now that you turn to go down. Main complex and residential zone.
In a residential zone, I would expect there to be some kind of food. Like maybe it's rotten now. Like, and I know that the air isn't moving, but like, and with the gas, like you have particles that like pass around. So, do I get anything? Like, if I roll perception, maybe I can like kind of get a hint of something.
Go for it. And I mean, my main thing about telling you that the air is not moving and stuff is so you know the DV is higher to really start picking up on these things, right?
Well, let's see how terrible I roll this time. Not great.
Not a
but I
1.
didn't-
It's a 14.
That probably is.
So average person could do this.
Yeah, it's every day. Not quite to a difficult or professional level, but it's a everyday thing.
So if a standard normal person was walking down the stairs, like, are they gonna smell anything?
Correct. And like you smell, you don't smell anything different than the stagnant.
Okay.
You do know that eventually the smell would stop as well, and that could be part of this permeated stagnant smell.
Okay.
Roll a deduction, and this will kind of help potentially piece some more information together for you on this.
At least that this is better. We'll drop 2 more luck in here. That's much better.
Much better. 21. Thinking about it, you're like, wait. You said 2008? No, if there's any food down here from that day, yeah, it's totally just dirt and dust at this point. It is beyond turned to dust unless the area was sealed. But then if it was
Like
sealed...
Like hermetically sealed.
Yeah. Like zero air, zero contact, like really well sealed. Like beyond even like standard freeze drying and sealing packages. It has to be
literally bad.
beyond that. Yeah.
Very unlikely.
Yeah. That's disappointing.
So
Do you mention that to the rest of us?
Yeah. Yeah,
Now, it's not a guarantee that it ended in 2008. You just did see papers from 2008.
So I explained to them, like, if like if 2008 was like when everything stopped and everybody like got the hell out of Dodge, then there's probably not going to be anything that we're going to be able to smell. If, however, the experiments continued and people will continue to live here up until like even, I don't know, 10, 15, even 5 years ago, we're probably going to at least be able to pick up something. It's probably going to be rotten, but we'll be able, at least be able to smell something.
Yeah, if there's people here even till 2020, you have a feeling you can probably
Well, there
find
are
something.
people here now. We've heard gunshots.
Exactly. Who's to say that they haven't been down here the whole time and eating whatever food you're looking for? Or these animals right here and haven't.
Now,
There's definitely something down here.
like, it's very possible that the animals that we're hearing are the source of the food. It's very possible that
Or they're eating us.
people. It's true.
One way or another, man.
It's the circle of life.
It's a wheel of fortune. Okay.
So I will say this. I don't remember. I haven't heard any like egregious screaming, like someone getting eaten and like dying.
You do know gunshots travel further than screams.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And at that,
I'll just note this in my little book here. Gunshots travel faster than screams.
roll a perception check.
Farther or faster, or both. Farther or faster or both.
Yes. Not faster because the speed of sound is the speed of sound. However, it travels further because it is a louder sound, therefore it has more energy in it to go further. A human voice, even at its maximum capacity, does not meet the output volume of the muzzle velocity that is created from a firearm.
Plus, there's the acoustic from it too.
Correct.
The acoustic waveform is a lot deeper
Yes.
on a firearm than on a voice. Way like many times more.
Exactly. So anyone who knows anything
Hey.
about sounds knows that it travels further. Yeah.
Welcome,
Good
bud.
to see ya.
Welcome, Doc. Welcome.
How you feeling, bud?
I'm good.
Great.
Did you want us
So-
all to roll perception or just
Very-
specific someone?
Few of you anyways, those of you who are most paying attention.
That's fine. I think all of us can get away with doing that.
Yeah, may as well.
That's better.
Nice.
19. So you're technically capable of being a professional now with it. If you roll an 8. After saying that, you listen quietly and carefully. You hear the gunshots are definitely louder now. Volume is increased quite a bit. You're getting closer. But faintly. And you hear like shrill squeaks similar to what you did in the vents. Right in conjunction, not far after those faint screams you heard.
James is like, nope, nope. Zid looks at Seamus and goes, "Are we sure? We need to go do this." He's joking.
Oh,
but,
we need to, but
don't want to.
we don't want to.
Yeah, I am I'm a little apprehensive about continuing now that I've explained what I'm hearing, but at the same time, I'm also extremely interested in seeing what is having dinner, quote unquote.
Seamus looks at all of you like with this look in his eyes, and he's just like, if technology that, and he kind of shivers, that's not supposed to exist, and they're doing experiments on us. He like leans like forward towards all of you, gets a little bit quieter. What's to say they're not doing experiments on other things?
That's that's life tech. It's not human tech. It's life tech. So it wouldn't surprise me in the least if they're experimenting on any other living thing, like bacteria or viruses or insects or animals, etc. So
Blackstone, if you don't mind, we don't need a list.
I think I'll take choice D for all the above plays.
thanks. Great.
Well, we're about as prepared as we're going to be, man. We may as well get to it and see it.
Go on.
And, like, let's watch each other's backs, though, man.
So you want to put your guns down and just walk in there, right? Take your armor off.
What?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stash mine back in the paper room. I don't think I'm gonna need it.
You know, it's not like you've having hints dropped about anything. I mean,
No. Could we have a
Yes.
segue to whatever Doc is seeing and doing while we are being terrified just before we go into
Yeah.
the room of certain death?
well, did Doc come with you guys, or did he stay back in the complex?
I mean, he's wanted the target for so long, and
I guess that's up to you and Doc.
It's up to Doc.
yeah.
Doc's memory is a little fuzzy.
Well,
He doesn't remember where you guys went.
Well,
So we got a
Probably
mission.
followed.
I kind of
Yeah, I
assumed
mean,
Doc would probably go with you guys if you asked him or had him, but was kind of a silent member till now for some strange reason.
He's,
I mean,
last thing I remember is he made some kind of drugs, or was trying to.
Yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah, that was
Yeah, that
fun.
went over well, actually.
Oh, that's right. I
Well, it went
remember.
over well for us.
Yes, I remember that now. Has he made any more drugs?
No, not yet.
Alright. That's fine. Okay, yeah,
It's been-
he's following along. His mind
Okay.
is a little off. He's trying to. I remember what he was trying to wake up.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
remember.
they
And we
found something
discovered
about
this
that.
session, Raven, that waking up is really not a good idea. We have now paperwork of research of the devices that we are in our real bodies to say that it's actually potentially a death sentence to wake up, and whether it's a death sentence or not, it's only going to do us harm to try and wake up from this. And we have the paperwork with us. We stashed it away,
So
and we can
what
show
we'll do,
Doc
we'll do a
that.
quick flashback since Doc's been walking with you guys to where he was guarding the door to the room with the paper.
Okay.
And when you guys discover what can happen with that, and you can call him in, and then we'll jump back to this point.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, he was probably going to read the paperwork to know if it is just to keep us in here.
Well, they call you in and like, Doc, we found a paper you need to look at.
It is over 40 years old, man. They do not have ulterior motive. They are literally saying what they are researching. This is a long time ago. This is not recent, man. Look at how old this paper is. And this date, this is 2008, man.
What Doc sees is a hexadecimal code.
And it says the people that tried to wake up, some of them died, and the rest, well, only had negative consequences, and they built in a special trigger that no matter what you do, you cannot get out. Not by this. Not by mind.
Well, I woke up a couple times, and I'm none the worse for wear, so let me take a look at that if it makes any sense. 40 years? No.
So you look, Doc looks at it and flips back. You see very old paper form versions of doctor reports. Autopsy report. Confirmed patient died from brain aneurysm. And you look back at the research paper. Client was aware of being in a mental transference device, attempted breach as per requested, brain aneurysm occurred. Dead on arrival to the hospital, the medical wing. It doesn't say hospital, it say medical wing. The least bit of an issue that typically is had from the reports you're seeing is mental fatigue, nosebleeds, but there's also reports of one guy basically being brain dead afterwards, like he fried his brain. And they talk about how they now are developing devices to prevent that so that they can ensure the people's status within and not allowing them to get far enough to try to cause themselves to die. But if they happen to be able to, that is still a risk that needs to be observed and watched for. Caution.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you were feeling.
Hmm?
I was going to ask how you were feeling.
Well, as I said, if this is 40 years old, they would have improved it by now. And if it's just to keep us complacent, and then it's all the more reason for me to try again.
Seamus slaps you on the back of the head. Don't you see where it says nosebleeds? You've already gotten to the nosebleed part.
I don't have much
Don't
of
you
range
think-
to kill, so don't worry. I'll be fine.
I mean, I know that, but I'd like to keep the little that you do have around.
So you just want to stay in here?
No, we're making... You know, we haven't really filled Doc in on what we've been doing the last few days. He's been kind of out of it from his brain exercises.
Yeah.
And Seamus just kind of goes, I'm assuming probably with the help of the other two, kind of in like detail about the connection that he has now that's trying to get them some tech and trying to get them some like some status upgrades, get them up to the next level of clearance, and kind of like what we're finding out and how we're we're laying plans to get out of here without having to explode our brains.
Now, the other thing the document does say, they do confirm that when released by a supervisor or by a skilled individual that there is a safe release mechanism that has been developed. So there is a safe exit
on the
just not
outside
from
or
within.
the inside?
From the
Skilled
outside.
individual. Oh, see, I just have to
Meaning
get
you'd have to
back
find
outside.
your actual pod and do the shutdown sequence.
So
Which
I'm the closest thing we have to a skilled individual. I just have to wake up and let everybody out. Simple.
How good are you with tech, my friend?
Yeah, you are acting pretty simple if you ask me.
I am very. Tech is easy, especially medical tech. Oh. Okay, let's try your plan first. If your plan fails, then we'll try my plan.
You know what? I was thinking that if we try Doc's plan first, Doc might be the only one to get recycled. We try our plan.
That sounds like a
Well,
fun
no,
word.
'cause-
Recycled.
Because if Doc actually gets out and does try to wake us all, he might end up recycling us by accident.
What, you don't trust me? Come on. Remember, what was it, last summer? And I got us out of that predicament, you remember?
I remember 2 days ago, too, when Blackstone told us you were poking yourself with a scalpel.
Oh, I had to look for my subdermal pocket. You know. How else was I supposed to do that?
Seamus just like wiggles his fingers at you.
Maybe use something
You
that
tell me.
won't make you bleed. What were you saying, Doc? Sorry.
Yeah, I had to, I had to figure out if this was real or not. Maybe it was just what we see is an illusion, and I still have my subdermal pocket. But that wasn't the case because I was able to wake up. See, it's a scientific method you wouldn't understand.
You see, Zed, this is what I was talking about when I said that he's a bit stubborn.
This scientific method, man, is likely to get you killed.
Many have tried, and many have failed.
Well, it looks like you're
If
the one
there's-
that is going to succeed, man.
Exactly.
So we
Hey,
may
There's
as well
one
just push you
person that-
into the next room and get it over with.
Hey, if anyone can kill me, it's me.
All right. Well, we have a predicament ourselves.
Yes.
There is, as you might have heard, Doc, the sounds of vicious animals through these tunnels and of gunfire. So, are we going to go and
All right.
see what we can do about it, and perhaps find an alternative way to solve our mission, and perhaps increase our ability to get out of here? Or are we going to think our brains to explode all over this room?
All right, we'll put my plan on hold for now. Let's try your plan, and when it doesn't work, we'll try my plan.
When? We use the word when. When it doesn't work.
And he goes on forward.
Just so sure of himself. Hey, go find a target. Let's go find you a target.
So
Whether it has 2 legs or 4 legs, let's go find you a target.
let me jump back to where you guys are now at. Finished going down the stairs, and you're at that entryway to the area. And you kick the doors open them quietly. What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm definitely going to open them quietly. I am going to open them quietly.
Okay.
Nobody's
know-
gonna like break down doors and like throw dumbbells. We're not doing any of that.
You don't want to throw a random dumbbell after you shut the power off.
Don't
Maybe hit someone in the head.
don't want to do that. I just want to kind of like. I got my pistol out. I'm doing the.
So these
like,
are kind of like the vault doors where they open
okay.
top and bottom.
Cool.
So you know you're going to have to open them that way. However, they are going to probably make noise based on their age when you look at it. Since you're tech, you're kind of like, ooh. So do I want to just open them and have nice... Or do I want to see if we can do something else?
Yeah, I definitely want to do something else now. Is there like a way that I can see to? Oh, I mean, they're gonna make noise. Like, yeah, let's just like open them as quick as possible because we don't want to give them whoever's on the other side. We don't want to like give them time to set up after they hear the first creak. Let's just get it open as quick as possible. Not like force it open, but like get it to nice swing open.
So you're going to try to
Yep.
make it go quick, or you want to try to make it go quietly?
I'm gonna go for the quiet.
Okay.
I'm gonna try for the quiet. Is this the electronic security tech
Yeah.
or is this the basic tech? Okay. Shit. So my base is 11, so I think I'm gonna have to go for the quick as opposed to the quiet. I assume quick is the lower DB.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So the way I kind of been running it more is not just a success or fail, but the better you do, the more of a success you have, or the less you are, the worse of a result you get, right?
Hey, yeah. I do have the armor for. Yeah, Doc, your armor's good. So, that repair was very well done.
Yes.
So let's do. I'm gonna drop 2 luck into it as well.
Okay.
Very
There
nice.
you go. So you're able to take a bit of time where everyone else is kind of like sitting there with bated breath because it's taking a while. Because you have to kind of like put your tools up in like the crack and kind of fiddle with pieces and try to prep it all and be careful because you know if you hit the wrong thing you can lock yourself out. Or if you're able to succeed, you know that you'll be able to get it to open more quietly. You finally get it in the ever so slightest, but it's very quiet. You know that it would have been loud enough to probably draw quite a bit of attention. This one, not so much. Just a nice slight squeak. That's it. Just a little
Almost
squeak.
like this is kind of like normal from what people or whatever creatures are used to hearing.
Well, it's probably not what they're used to hearing, but it's not loud enough that it's going to go very far.
Okay. Good.
They're not going to hear it on the other end of the hall. It's going to be more localized. So, you guys know the picture that we have as kind of the background, right? The picture I've used as the chapter header. Well, that is actually what this opens up into seeing. It is a massive, degraded complex down here. So you think of kind of like, you know, you've Resident Evil where you have like the hive, right? You have Fallout where you have certain areas where you have massive vaults. You have, you know, other games, stuff like that. Like, that is what this area is. It is straight up massive. And there's a few different levels even at different spots. And you're opened up into this area where you basically see ahead that. And you notice across the way, very clearly now you hear the gunshots. And you see some people running and skirmishing with some critters that are like bounding along the rails and bouncing off the walls toward them. and they run into a door and shut it behind them. And the critters eventually, try to scratch at it, realize it's not going to work, and go off to the vent. You notice another group farther off on another angle. You see a gunfight between two groups of humans. Or humanoids. And then you see another one notice you guys. It's like, or notice the door open. And that's where we're going to have you roll stealth to see if you guys are hiding in the shadows or if he sees you. Let's go ahead and check our capability of not being observed.
I'm going to blow the rest of my luck.
Why?
Yes.
Blowing stealth would be great. 16, 21, 17.
Sure, how?
I can't find it.
I should have spent
It's
some
under,
since I haven't spent any.
It's under body. There you go.
Body. Okay, I just looked right over it.
Did you get it?
14.
There you go, cool. So Seamus is the one making the most noise. But even he's able to do
That's usual.
an everyday sneak.
Cool.
So, this guy did not roll as well, so he doesn't quite see you. You see him, like, noticing the doors open. And, like, he says something back inside. And then ducks into the door. And that door closes. Far in the distance to your right, still see that little squad going at, two squads going at each other, firing. So you still hear as they're thinning each other
People
out.
attacking insects and, well,
Yeah.
things, and things are attacking people, but people are also attacking people.
Correct. Now, this rings a bell to you
Exactly.
guys, kind of like the combat zone, where you have different gangs that are vying for control. What are you going to say, Seamus?
Just kind of looking to everybody. What exactly was our task to be down here again?
I have no fucking idea. Did we actually get a task?
My notes say, not very much, honestly. That there was a big dealio basically going on, and we were to go down and quell it. Basically, as far as I can tell, maybe I missed notes, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Ba-
think
basically-
I think we found our big dealio.
There's trouble
was
down there,
afraid
and go
that-
ahead and take care of it.
I was afraid that I was remembering correctly. This could be a problem. And, like, Seamus looks down at his one pistol they gave, like, each of us, and then it's just kind of like, there's a bit of activity down here for just this.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on than I expected.
So which one of us is coming up with a plan to quell the issue?
Do us do we see any nodes anywhere? Like, is the network a thing down here?
Actually, talk to your friend about that. Zid. There is a light.
So- Can I do a, like, 2-minute flashback?
Sure.
Because combat zone is what Zid had.
Yeah.
most of his life.
Yeah.
And as this door opens, and he sees these people and crossfire, Zid sees back into his past. He sees the first time that just before he found his first program, and he sees this moment where there's like an explosive round, or perhaps some gas bottles or something that round sort of comes in, and he feels the vibration in his chest as he stands there as this door is opened. He feels the vibration in his chest, and he sees back into this scene where all of these, the explosion off to his left, and fire coming down, raining down, and he remembers beside him his father just pushing him down into like this hole that he hadn't explored yet, and he's just pushed him down. And Zid remembers tumbling sort of head over heel and slamming like really hard into the ground, and just seeing overhead all of this fire and voices just clamoring in his head. And he remembers opening his eyes and everything slowing down, and seeing this twisted body of I guess a metal man, like a robot, a machine of some sort, with wires sticking out, old, deprecated, even just like a hand or something, just this old limb, far dead. And he just remembers that, and the clamor overhead, and remembers for a moment how he found his first program, because it was inserted into this part of this machine.
Let's say it's a cyberarm with the built-in cyber deck, and you see the program slot memory card there.
Yeah. And this wrenches him back. He's wrenched back into this scene. And you said there's a light?
Mm-hmm. There's a few small lights around, because it's a big, like, open atrium kind of like area, right? And there's multiple floors. It's almost like Roman houses were built around a courtyard where there's an opening in the center. And that's very similar to this design in the fact that there's levels, but there's an opening in the center as well. So it's almost like a inverted look of like a tower turned in on itself, almost in reverse, where the balconies go all the way around, and those are the tower structure that should be wrapped around in like a square, rectangle, whatever, but it's internal, and so it's solid walls of floors and balconies, and inside is open, and it's a tower.
So he remembers the terror. He remembers the opportunity that came with that. A new start to his life, something that he wasn't expecting from such violence. And I guess he sees those lights, and he sees this stuff. So in answer to Blackstone's question, does that seem to be some sort of node, or nodes plural?
That's actually what's interesting here. You're remembering this, and you do see some structural similarities between the two. That memory and this, one of the differences is you look up and around, and you actually see like the whole area, like the air itself. It's almost alive with the net. This looks a lot more almost like the old net.
Okay.
which means you can currently access the net anywhere here, but you also know that it'll be a similar architecture as a local one, but you can jump from architecture to architecture if you want, and basically access anywhere here. However, you also know that the threats can follow you should you get their attention.
So the few words that he says in response to Blackstone's question, then, I see it all around, man. It is not a node, but instead the air around us, all around us. But if I go in, anyone here could do the same. It is just as fraught with danger as standing in the middle of that room, surrounded by crossfire.
So the reason why I ask is this turret over here. It's kind of feels like it would be very useful, but I would need to plug it in.
And you would need time.
I would need time, absolutely, because I would have to set it up and such. So, yeah, like that's my main reason for wanting that access to the net. But I feel like if I set that turret up, then anyone would be able to access it at the same time, unless someone was guarding it. So,
Unless you have a separate net, yes.
I feel like it's probably not a good idea to deploy it in the middle of this until we get some semblance of
Perhaps
control.
if we had an hour or three before all this, but
Yeah, but that's not an option. So I feel like spending the time to remove the I don't really think I have that kind of time right now.
Well, keep in
which
mind.
side are we on, man? We have
Yeah, that's a good
fire
question.
coming from people, into monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, the
What?
heavy SMG can be used by you
ripped
all, but
off.
it's a single shot.
Mm-hmm.
The advantage of the SMG is that it has the auto fire. I don't know if anyone took that skill yet.
Yeah.
So the best part of the heavy SMG is not usable because you don't have auto fire. So
Because it just empties the clip or something.
no,
So the the main reason why I brought it is so that it can be deployed to use on its own, like
Oh, right.
Where-
Just goes.
and it just does it itself. It like it uses its own auto fire mechanism.
yeah, the turret,
supposed-
if deployed correctly, is its own entity and will fire on its own.
Mhm.
If you connect a demon to it. Otherwise, it fires when a netrunner operates the node.
Do we have access to a demon to assign to it?
No.
Okay. So that's probably gonna not get deployed. Is this a case where we shoot first and ask questions later, or is this a case of we want to avoid conflict and do more investigating? I'm kind of leaning towards
The area of the room, there's multiple bunkered down rooms where some of these groups of people have gone and shut themselves in, right?
There's a bunch of doors.
Bunch of doors.
You have seen 2 doors be used by people. You don't know if
And
there
then
is or
the
isn't people
creatures
in
have
any of the
gone
others.
Back up into the vents.
Yes.
So do we not see any of those at the moment?
Looking around here and there, you'll like see some like kind of like pop out of event and like look around and like jump back in event. They seem to still be active.
Right.
Can we tell what they are?
It's a bit dark. What's your knowledge on animals? Because in Cyberpunk, animals are technically fairly rare. Like, very rare. Like, rich people will have synth animals.
I mean, I have no animal handling, so probably like a 7 is my base, so it's probably like not even
Okay, so you
I'll
don't
prob-
really.
I mean, it's entirely possible that I've never seen that I haven't seen an actual animal in decades.
Okay, so here's a quick thing. So for auto fire, you have the auto fire maximum multiplier. So basically, you get additional hits, and you can also do suppressive fire.
Okay.
So it's a whole different way of causing havoc. But like I said, that requires the auto fire skill.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, you could just use handgun and fire once, but then it's only 3d6 damage.
Doesn't really help.
No.
I mean, I've got a heavy.
Correct.
I'm fine with what I've got.
Does there seem to be another room besides the one that the people have gone in that we could gain access to?
You have a feeling there's probably quite a few rooms that you could gain access to. You just don't know if they are occupied or not.
Zid would say, with all of this going on, trying to get action underway, he would say, I think we need to take cover, man. With all this crossfire, we won't last long.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah,
Will
go ahead.
be a education or deduction.
Sure.
And keep talking, Blackstone.
Oh, so I look at Zed and I do the like eyes and I point off to the side to have him look over there and I see like a door that's like it's kind of like staying open a little, not quite like completely closed, but and like through that little creek I can see like some light coming through.
Sure.
So it makes me feel like there's either someone in there, or whoever was in there that left hastily left the light on.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
I would like to.
Yeah, that's on the
move
right. The
over
person
that
you saw go in the door was on the left. And then straight forward up on the balcony, 2 floors up, is where you saw the people duck into the room where the critters were chasing him. So you could ever, like, ask, do you say it out loud? Like, what kind of critters are these or not? Or were you just asking me?
I like my implement like I loosely imply like
Okay.
like I'm trying to stay silent because I don't want to draw attention and like whenever I look up and I like make the whole like
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
get that. I was just trying to make sure I
make it, like, it's
understood
not
so I
anything
can
that I'm
guide
saying.
others on how to respond.
Yeah, it's not anything that I'm like outright saying.
Yeah.
But it's kind of implied like maybe I'm mouthing it. And, like,
Yeah. Yeah, like you
There's
kind
a
of whisper
25
it,
here
like,
on that
do you-
deduction.
Brawl, and it's like, what? And you're like, what is that?
yes.
Doc, you're familiar with these critters. They're very rare now with all the destruction that has happened. You've not seen them like this. And they definitely look like something's been messed with them. But the way they move and act reminds you of rats.
How big are they?
Well, these ones are big.
Rad rats.
Oh, rodents of unusual size.
Yeah. Not red roaches, but red rats.
Can I figure out from observation what seems different besides their size?
You'd have to get a better look at them. The way that they're moving and acting and kind of being a bit of a pack kind of reminded you of when you saw it, but you saw some actual rats, not these modified rats of some sort. And I say modified because you don't know. You just know they're not your standard scum sewer rat that you had ran into before. And I kind of was going with Doc with that because he, based on what you've told me about Doc and how you built your character, he's kind of been more in some dirty places before. Or, you know,
He's probably
dumped.
slept with a few rats or maybe eaten them.
Even though they're extremely rare, of anyone who's dealt with a rat, it kind of made me think you probably had. Between with your, you know, chem blending and dealings and hiding and people, coming to you in dark places to patch them up when they knew they couldn't go anywhere else, those sort of things. You got to get rid of a dead body, you toss it out into the garbage, and you might see one. So that's why I kind of went with Doc for that, just to share with our viewers and you guys, right? It kind of made the most sense that someone who has dealt with potentially rotting flesh would be the most likely to see him, since they're rare. But yeah, so Doc, you kind of probably, my guess is you'd tell him, but yeah, it reminds you of rats, and you probably pass it on to the group, but these are bigger.
They're not normal looking, but get me one I can probably examine it a little further, but
We have other
for fun.
concerns right now.
Yeah, I have no desire whatsoever to get you a rat specimen. None.
Fine, we'll save the fun for later.
That can be one of your secondary objectives, my friend, but I will not be going out of my way to securing any kind of non-human specimen.
Oh, but rats are friends.
Oh, so you're okay with experimenting on humans then?
Okay, well,
We're experiments.
I didn't think you were okay with that though.
I'm okay with anything that gets me back into my body. If that means feigning like interest or feigning approval, so be it.
And as you guys move towards that door that Blackstone mentioned, you do notice the firefight between the two groups has died out. One seems to be more the victor, and a couple of the others kind of scurry off to try to survive. But they're not just letting him go either. As they're running, you see them still trying to gun him down while they're running. So it's very much gang war sort of thing, where it's not like, oh yeah, we won, okay, we'll let them go lick their wounds. It's, no, we're going to take out every one of them we can.
Yeah. And this is like not like this is like extermination. This is not just win the day. This is go in there and take everybody out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely want to get closer to that room. Sure.
They're one floor up.
Okay.
And so you guys are kind of on the base floors. One floor up on the right is where you have that group. Straight ahead, 2 floors up was where you saw the rats. And down on your floor to the left is where you saw the other guy kind of like notice the door was open, but not see you guys, and then duck back in.
I almost want to follow that guy.
It's up to you guys.
I almost want to do that. What is that?
You do notice the gangsters executing the ones who seem to be alive and trying to patch up their friends.
So they're not paying any attention to us.
Not right now. No, they're very focused on what they're doing.
So, Zid, my friend, are you more interested in confrontation, or are you interested in investigation?
I want to get to cover, perhaps get more of an idea what is going on without getting shot.
I'm gonna go with
or as least as possible.
Yeah. Seamus, my friend, how do you feel about it?
I think that we had this talk last time, and the problem was that we jumped into fighting too quickly.
Thank you for reminding me of that conversation. I think, Doc, you're gonna have to wait on your target. I think we need to do a little more exploration and probably find some cover so that we aren't noticed. So let's go ahead and go over to that. Let's
Partially
make our way
open door.
upstairs.
You want to go upstairs or the partially open door?
Actually, well, the thing that I saw. off
Okay.
to the right.
Yeah, that was a partially open door. So you guys get over there. You peek inside, you notice it's kind of empty. And that's where we'll let you guys quickly... Well, we're going to quickly let you refill your drinks then and give everyone a break because I just saw the time. We probably should have done it about 30 minutes ago. So we'll take a 5-10 minute break just to refill liquids, use the room if you need, and then we'll kick back off here in just about 5-10 minutes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
I was noticed a few people needed probably to get drinks, so we'll be right back. everyone to tonight's lovely episode with our wonderful hosts, our lovely cast, as they have just entered this large open area, multi-floor, almost looks like a mega complex turned in on itself. Underground, multi-floor, with a gang war. Looks like some scavengers or survivors of some sort, some rodent creatures, and these individuals just having peeked into a room that had a slight door that was open. Sliding the door further open, they choose to enter the room. Let me jump over to that picture. It'd be good to show everyone, just in case the viewers missed the inspiration image. Let me see if I can pull it up here. If I can get it to let me open it. I double clicked, but it took it as just trying to rename it. There we go. Let me switch over to this moment. Oh, this may be set to the wrong thing. Oh, great. Why is it not showing anything? Wheel. That's fun. Not even showing what it should be. So I'm going to work on that while we keep talking. So, you guys are looking in this door. You notice that the lights seem to be the same style and everything as all the other lights here. And they don't seem to be necessarily on separate breakers.
So what you're telling me is that we could cut the lights.
If you could find the source for the power, yes.
Remember that not working out super well for us
I mean,
earlier.
I'm sure rats can't see in the dark.
Bull.
So I'm sure that would be a great plan. Let's do that.
Hey,
Oh, yep. I just saw that, Raven.
chaos isn't a bad thing.
What do we think about trying to see if we can help or strike a deal with one of these groups?
I honestly don't mind. At the same time, what happens if they like don't even talk? They just shoot. That kind of like throws out the whole. Let's not like. Let's avoid conflict. You.
If we're going to do what we're supposed to do down here, we've either got to make it look like we've dealt with the problem, or we've got to actually deal with the problem. So, we can strike a deal, or try to strike a deal, with the ones down here, and maybe help them deal with the rats, or maybe help them deal with one of the other groups. Or we can try to deal with all the groups ourselves.
And to be fair, I like where you're going. If we deal with everything ourselves and we fix the overall problem, as opposed to just working with another group that probably the overseer doesn't like. If we fix everything, then it's probably we might get another bump. Like instead of going to say yellow, we might get bumped to green. Because we're problem solvers as opposed to mediators, if that makes sense.
But we don't know
We don't.
what the Overseer would have as their goal in all this. We just were told, solve it.
I also am not suggesting that we be mediators between who's down here and the Overseer. You all are entitled to your different opinion and your different interpretation, but I'm of the opinion that if I deal with it, they want us to rid the place of those down here. I can't imagine they're kindly letting people live down here in these conditions and just letting it be. I do not think they want them down here. But if we strike a deal with some down here and have allies down here and make it appear that we've dealt with the problem, we might still get our bump.
Okay.
And we might have some help down here if we need it. Or we can go guns a-blazing and try to take them all out. But we don't know how, Doc, we don't know how many there are.
Duck's like, yeah! Now you're talking.
All the targets.
We could kill everyone.
I'm fine with getting information. I'm fine with being stealthy, but there's a limit to just sitting around doing what they want us to do. I need to do something productive, something in my... I'm selfish, yes. I want something that I want to do, not what they want us to do.
That's what the negotiating with people down here and getting allies for us is. It's not for them. I think Doc, you want to go target everything down here, go right ahead. I think that's what they want us to do.
No. But if you want to talk, let's go and talk. I leave that to you, but I just gotta move forward. If not, I can go take a nap, you know.
I've been taking plenty of those lately anyways.
Well, I've had a bit of a headache, you know. It's the whole...
I wonder why.
Your medical expertise might be useful down here, Doc. It seems that there has been a lot of fighting, and perhaps your skills could buy us some negotiating tools.
I say we parlay.
Let us find someone to parley with.
Do we need to quote him?
Parlay.
Damn, whatever fool's thought of parlay.
Alright.
Blackstone, did you mention that you wanted to go talk, or you wanted to go see where that one guy went?
Yeah.
I think so.
In character.
Yep. Yeah, let's so when we came in, and guys, I remember like when we got in here, off to the left, like out of the corner of my eye.
Yep.
Some dude and I we kind of made eye contact, and he exited stage left, so to speak. He
Stage left even.
He did not try to engage. He did not make any sudden, like, aggressive movements in our direction. I believe that he is not looking to mean us harm. So I would very much like to go and see what he has to say.
Now, the room you're looking in, you move to the right one you said first. That room has a number of boxes and stuff in it.
So do we loot first or do we parlay first? Can we get in there?
To the room the guy went in?
No. To the guy. It's the creaky door.
Oh, yeah. No, you push that one open, probably, and
Okay.
can get in there.
Okay. You guys want to like take a look around in this room first,
Quietly check the boxes first if we can.
please?
Okay. As push the door open, you slip in. You find a number of boxes that have been ripped open and emptied. You find a few that look like they have not been able to be opened. You find, you know, generic notes that look like they've been trampled on because no one cared. So a lot of it is illegible. But you notice it looks like this room was a storage room. It looks like someone had pried the door open to get in here at the stuff. And so that's why it's, you know, doesn't shut all the way anymore. It only shuts most of the way because... sorry, dog came in. I didn't want the door to slam and wake the kids up. Well, hello, Dumbgra. The door can't close all the way because the mechanism was damaged. Given that you're a tech, I'm kind of throwing some info in there. And you're able to decipher that, yeah, you can pop it open and you guys are able to get in there. But you know that based on what you've seen in the room, a lot of it has been looted, and then others of it, they weren't able to get open for whatever reason. You don't see any demolition charges, so you know they're not like demolition charge-proof boxes or anything, but they weren't able to break them open or pick them open.
Can I?
You can try.
Oh, why not?
Say there's 5 boxes in here.
Yeah. Are they all are they all like locked?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Probably not.
Okay.
15.
So do 3 lockpick and 2 electronic security. Because 2 of them have electrical locks on them.
Alright. Nice. That's helpful.
And then we'll go ahead and roll that off stream for anything you get. That way we can just speed things up. And then at the beginning of next stream, you can go ahead and kind of like fill everyone in on, hey, so in these crates we found, just basically do a quick flashback. Yeah. Just that way we don't slow everything down. Like I said, the first time we did it because, you know, it was showing everyone how it works. Yeah. Now we kind of know we're going to speed it up.
Did Blackstone want any help with the locks this time?
Man, it's up to you. Like, I mean, did any of my stuff succeed?
Technically, we are equally skilled.
Well, keep in mind, he rolled pick lock on 1 and electronic security on 2. So there's,
I'm not touching the electronic.
Yeah, there's 2 more locks that you can try to pick. So there's 5 boxes total.
I will allow you, my doctor friend, to attempt to pick these 2.
It's, yeah, the electronic security ones, you probably want to let Blackstone do, because I think he's the only one that has...
He's slightly better, slightly. He's trained in it. I'm not trained.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. I did better.
There we go.
First one I was warming up. And second one...
So that gives us 5, and then I will take those offline, and we'll see kind of like what rating we get on it, and I will get you that and give you time to kind of, you know, take that info and decide what you want to go with. Yep. So let me jot a quick note down here. And then you guys can continue to search around this room if you want, or head over to the other one that Blackstone mentioned, or move on to whatever else.
Yeah, I wanna go to the dude now. Unless my friends, unless you have better ideas. How are we feeling?
how's your talking abilities?
I think, Seamus, that is solidly in your hands.
Yeah, I've never been a big talker, unfortunately. The only talking I do is to my gadgets. I don't really talk a lot. So I'm under the impression that you have much more of a silver tongue than others.
Who made the contact? The dealing with people thing. Oh,
That
right.
would be Seamus.
That would definitely be Shayna.
No, I know that was a joke.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We have, you know,
All
Blackstone
right,
who
I'll
made
step up.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Go for it. Yeah, Doc will ace that, I'm sure. Can I peel your flesh back and examine your skeleton?
I have some training
No.
in conversation. It's my bedside manner. Some training. I'm not good at it, but
I know. I have to give you a hard time because we know that Doc's forte hasn't been putting a lot of stuff into that.
So Doc says this, and I just give him the side eye, and I give him the I cut my eyes at him and side eye him at the same time.
Yeah. Social skills require cool and a little bit of empathy for some, but mainly cool.
Which he has very little of.
How cool is Doc? Oh, two.
No, he is the least cool person.
He is, yeah. He's very
He
awkward.
brings down the cool group.
Well, that's kind of what I say. Like, you've here. I pulled your sheet up. Personal grooming, cool. 2, 0 points. You put 6 points into Streetwise just so you can have a base of 6,
4 points. Yeah, 4 points to get 6. I know he has some streetwise,
right?
but still, who messes with him? That's why he thinks he's better at streetwise stuff than he
Right.
really is.
And then you have Seamus here, who has this cool skill of 7. He's put 6 points into conversation, given him a base of 10. 6 into persuasion, so a base of 13. I think probably Seamus would be a better option for conversation, but it's up to you.
I have a 4, a total in persuasion. I put some. I'm trained in it. He's been training me.
Yeah, but are you taking that traiing? Like,
Yeah.
what
Are you actually
I
listening,
have 2
though?
points. I have 2 points in it.
I love it.
He's training me
I
a
love
little
it.
bit to counteract my lack of cool.
All right, so what are we doing here?
I think the plan was to go over to the other.
Moseying on over to the left side, the left-hand door.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea for me to have some muscle with me. Don't know if it's a good idea for all 4 of us to go.
It's fair. Hey, you know what? I can hang out in this room. Me and Zed can hang out in here, and we can like look around for other things while you and your muscle go and talk to or hopefully to the soon-to-be friend.
How about you make sure that you're looking out for us and not just other things?
I can do that.
Just be ready in case Doc says something.
I totally understand. I will watch from afar.
Alright, and which door did you say it was again?
So when we came in, it was off to the left. Doc, don't do anything stupid.
You have to give me a list. What you consider stupid.
And I pull out this big, long piece of paper. It's so old, it's got stains on it.
Ooh, paper. I haven't seen that in a while.
In like 10, 15 minutes?
Before all this, I meant.
You wanted a list. I gave you a list.
And I guess Doc and I are gonna head for the door then.
Why is there breathe loudly on the list?
All right.
Right, so you
Door
guys head over
time.
there. How do you want to approach the door?
Yeah, Zid and I are gonna hang probably about, I don't know, 30 feet back. Is that far enough back? Do you want us
We'll
closer?
try and find like a recess.
Yeah. Let's find some
Probably
cover.
It's probably up to y'all. Just close enough to where you can react if something goes wrong.
Behind some crate or jutting out thing.
Yeah.
Did we roll for Zid's thing at the beginning? Or is this a continuation?
Oh, no. This is during the day shift.
Okay. So never mind.
So he has full access to it right now.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah, full access.
you are, like, he actually has the deck.
You're actually on the job, yeah.
And he has programs that he can use if needed. So he actually has even more than that would give him. Because that just enables his base abilities. That doesn't give him programs.
All right. So if stuff starts to like go haywire, like Zid can actually see like, I don't know, an exclamation point pop up or something.
Maybe.
Okay.
But he
We got your
can
back.
he can dive into the net whenever he wants. But as he said, the architecture of the net seems to be everywhere. It's not the standard node-based architecture. It's odd. Now, that is reminiscent for the viewers to know. Yeah, this is a lot more like Cyberpunk 2020 had for the net. It's the old net, where everything was connected. A netrunner could stay at home in their net chair and dive into the net and do all the stuff and not have to be in the game. In Red, they have to be closer because they have to be able to see the access node and connect to it. Because not everything is connected. They are segregated, smaller nets that you have to go into and access. Instead of everything connected. This is everything connected. So if you've played 2077, you know, when you go into the alternate view, you can kind of see, ping something, right? This thing's connected to this thing, connected to this thing, right? Well, he has that on, and he can see all these billboards connected. He can see all the doors connected. He can see all this stuff. But he knows, because of stories he's heard and everything, right? He knows if he dives in, yeah, it'll be a local architecture, but it's connected to all the others. And so, if he goes from one to another and stuff, or somehow they get notified, a netrunner upstairs could technically jump all the way down to where he is and attack him, and vice versa, but also other programs could be loose here.
Yeah, I won't lie, it's a little petrified of the old net.
There's a good reason to be somewhat petrified of that. It's, you know, it had risks for a reason that were kind of not replicated in the new net, right?
It's kind of like the Wild West, right?
Yeah. It was everything connected, everything open, everyone could go anywhere, do everything. Chaos.
Yeah, so we're behind a barrel or behind something jutting out, ready to act while these two go and open the door.
And so we pan over to the camera there as Seamus, followed by Doc, move up to the door. Seamus, how are you approaching the door and how are you going to attempt to access it?
I assumed cautiously, but kind of straight on. Just
Okay.
trying to open it and see who's in there.
So instead of knocking your thing, you're just gonna punch the thing and open it.
What kind of door? Like, what kind of door were we talking? Like, how would it open?
It's a metal
What-
door. It
what
opens.
do we
It
look at?
slides sideways. So it's like. You've noticed basically three kind of doors in the area, right? You have the ones that kind of open up, spiraled a bit. You have ones that go top to bottom. If this wants to work with me, come on. Doesn't want to work with me. So you have some that open top to bottom. And then you have some that open left to right. This is one that opens
give it
left
a-
and right and slides into the walls, kind of out of the way.
We'll give it a knock and see what happens, I guess.
So you rap on
Your
it.
knock or my knock?
I want to knock, not knock the door down.
Fine.
So you knock. Hey, who's there?
Orange. Never mind.
Just some friends, possibly.
Who are you with?
Hopefully you.
But we don't know you, so you're not with us right now. Are you from the Brain Burners? You from the Stompers? Who you with?
Nobody as of yet.
Then how can you survive down here on your own? That doesn't work.
We just do. That's why we're trying to find somebody to join or some help so that
But
we
if-
can survive.
If you're a recent flush, you should have come the other way.
Maybe there was a clog.
No. You guys are really clueless, aren't you?
Yeah, we're kind of new here.
Let's have you roll a persuasion check to see how believable you are on looking to potentially become associates, partners, allies, friendlies. Ooh.
22.
Ooh, you see that, people? Look at that. This guy got himself a 22. Nice.
That doc is how you do it.
And just for fun, 8.
8.
Nice.
Doc looks at you and gives you an extremely crude gesture. I need you to roll me a resist drug torture because it was so grotesque, it's torturous.
Oh my goodness.
What? Seamus has to do that?
No,
Said
no,
not
no,
to
no.
be-
Blackstone.
Oh, Blackstone.
Yeah. This is good torture.
I'm messing with you.
That's fine. Yeah, you do or don't.
No, no, no. I'm messing with you. If he was actually doing it, yes, it probably would actually have you do it. But
Yeah,
the point
yeah,
is
for
that
fun.
it was a joke, anyways, to start with.
Yeah, don't worry. It's fine.
So yeah, he's like, "All right, who's your big friend?" You see the slits on the window kind of tilt open a little metal part. You can tell like it was metal, kind of just like welded and tacked up there. It's not very good, and there's just a small section that he slides away and looks out.
This is my associate and my doctor.
He can stand at the door and be a door guard. You can step in.
All right.
No, where he goes, I go.
We'll leave the door open, but we don't know you well enough to let you in yet.
It's
Mr.
fine, Doc. I'm
Giant
capable
Man.
enough. If something happens, I'm sure you'll be fine.
All right, we unlock the door. We're stepping away. So you see the little button next to the door flips colors. And now you can open it.
Push the button and open it then.
You see across the room, kind of dim lit, you see 5 individuals. None of them have weapons pointed or drawn. And one of them is kind of out front a little bit from the others. Why are you wearing your monkey suit?
That's what we have to wear or do down here.
Wait a minute.
Said.
Wait. No. You're still connected.
That we are. For now.
At that, like, you see they're nervous, and a few of them are like, 2 of them are like touching their guns, like they're ready to go.
And Seamus has like not quite like hands up, but Seamus has his hands like in a like non-threatening posture while he's talking.
Why would that worthless thing send you down here?
We were supposed to deal with the problem down here.
Oh.
I'm assuming that worthless thing was referring to all of you down here.
Well,
We're not particularly interested in solving that problem. More interested in making them think we solved the problem.
he steps forward. And I'm going to have you roll a resist torture drug. And then we'll see how you react when you find out. I know you're exceptionally skilled at it. It's the only one I can think of that...
My whole 7.
Yeah. It's the only one I can think
14.
of that fits in this circumstance, is why. I mean, I guess endurance maybe, but that's not really it either. It's more of a mental than a straight body. But there's no, like, mental strain resistance.
Okay.
14. That's close enough. You're able to resist, acting like completely repulsed as the guy steps forward. He is human-ish. You notice he can't walk right, and he has like contortions and like he's like been mutilated and mutated. So it's not only bad enough that he just kidnaps us and destroys our very lives, and then messes us up like this and flushes us and leaves us to this. He's now sending you troubleshooters down to purge us. Ugh. You notice the clothes they're wearing aren't at all complex gear. It is random scavenged gear. Some of it looks like it may be complex archaic gear, but nothing new. A lot of their guns seem to be like makeshift, thrown together or scavenged and tried to get repaired.
You keep saying he.
I said it.
Right.
The worthless overlord, dictator, big shot, moron. Thinks you can destroy everyone's lives and there's no issue with it.
Well, we take issue with it.
Well, that's good to know.
We're trying to find someone that can help us make it appear that we've solved the problem.
Well, what's the problem? That we exist?
I think that's what the Overlord sees as the problem, yes.
Well, I don't think they have any detectors down here, so we could try to find that, but if there's no detectors, there's no real way to guarantee it. Maybe it's a
I think
test of you yourselves. Maybe it's to see if you can actually survive down here at all.
I think that if we survive, we can show some way, enough of a story to give them, to make it seem as if we've actually done something down here, as well as maybe the lot of you keep the noise down a bit for a bit, make it seem like we've done some good, and we might be able to pass it off for a bit.
Well, to keep the volume down, you're gonna have to deal with the pests. Their nest has kind of been growing and becoming worse. But we can't take it out. Well, you're gonna get some better gear to deal with that. It's gotten nasty. Of course, then you gotta deal with all the stupid idiots who want to just fight and try to capture territory. They're more interested in being the big shots than they are about surviving. Yeah. Maybe.
How many do you have?
It's just us. It's just the 5 of us. I'm trying to survive best I can, but it's kind of hard when they mess up your body and it doesn't work right.
What if you were put at the top of the proverbial food chain down here?
Not sure how that would work. It wouldn't last very long.
Could you make it last long enough to make it seem like something was different down here?
Well, yeah, but then I'd be dead.
You're not a very confident person, are you?
Not since I lost the ability to talk normal, and move normal, and function like a human being. No. How would you feel?
You know, my buddy back there at the door, don't talk too much, but people seem to respect him. It's not always about the talking. Just keep that in mind.
He steps into the light and shows you his body. It's obvious that it's messed up bad, mutated disturbingly. His arms are not level with each other, and his legs aren't quite positioned correctly. Looks like someone tried to play Picasso and yet have a mobile person.
Seamus kind of swallows hard. I think that we might be able to deal with the pest problem. At least make some progress on that. Now I've got some more people down here to help, but as you said, if things are as bad as you said they are, we might need to go back and get some more equipment.
If you think they're that skilled, maybe you could try to make it to the mind. Because they're able to talk to the angel. Maybe they would know where some stuff is in this place and help you out.
I'd say that we've got our own set of skills.
It's good. It's good. Well, if you think you can make the trip, I'll talk to the boys and see which of them think they want to help lead you to the mind. It may just be one of us, but we'll see what they think. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
The mind's the one that knows this place best. And could probably tell you where to get some hardware to deal with the nest.
You mind calling our friends over here, Doc?
Are they within sight?
Mm-hmm.
I'll wave them over.
Blackstone and the Doc waving, yeah.
Hi, buddy. Let's head on in.
Oh, four of you. That's a little bit better deal. Yeah, that'll help.
And Seamus will kind of look at the guy. If you want to talk to the boys or whatever you need to do to get the ball rolling, I'll fill in my other two guys and I'll let them decide as well if we think we can do this.
Alright.
I'll fill them in on what you've told me and you do what you need to do and then we'll go from there.
Okay, yeah. You talk to your guys, I'll talk to mine. So, from Doc, Zid, and Blackstone, let's have you guys do resist torture drug as you see this guy's lovely, grotesque visage.
Great.
Blackstone, after your first one, I'm going to need a second one from you for something else.
Yeah.
You know why?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm shocked that I got that high.
Yeah, it's your primary skill, I'm sure.
You want me to do a second one, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
13.
How long are we playing for?
Hmm?
How long do you think we're going to be playing for?
No, we're going to be done within 15 minutes.
Oh. Should I use all my luck now? Just
No. Because you don't know what's
okay,
next.
yeah, you know what?
Depends on how badly
I'm
you want to
confident.
pass, but...
Yeah, we're at 12-10.
I rolled an 8, so
Well, there you go. You
Come
got
on.
20. Yeah, so
20.
you're fine. You've seen
I don't
worse.
I don't know. I don't know if he's fine. He's like, oh, we wanted to experiment on people, not animals, right? That's
Well,
what
I
he's
mean,
thinking.
this definitely strikes the experimenting on people vibe.
Yeah.
Except you also get the feeling they're not exactly people, which is also disturbing. But no, you're able to hold it. Blackstone,
I'm not.
you absolutely lose it. Not only do these people look like they are completely worn and distraught and mutated and mutilated, their weapons are too. Their tech just really gets you because, you know tech. You know weapons tech. You know basic tech. You know that's your jam. This is
Your stuff
not
looks
okay.
like shit.
Like, I mean, beyond that, like, you're like, how can that even function? How can you even function? How can you? So you're just like, yeah, totally.
Using myself, yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm looking at your stuff, and I'm looking at you, and I'm not really, like, not feeling too good.
I think Seamus came back to you guys to talk about the plan while he talked to his guys. But yeah, you saw their gear while that's happening. So you'd be telling the other 3 of them how you feel about what you're seeing.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
You
Yeah,
look a bit pale there, man.
I feel worse.
You feel worse than what?
Worse than... So imagine the worst that you've ever felt like.
Like when you got
Poop-wise, or like...
captured by Life Tech.
Yeah, there you go. Imagine how you felt that day. And I feel worse than that right now. Seeing them and seeing their weapons, like I have no idea like how they get anything done.
Well, all the more reason to get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah,
That's
as long as
probably what recycled looks like.
Roll a deduction for me, Mr. Huh?
You're Seamus.
Seamus, because he's the one that just said something.
Oh.
You guys can keep talking while he rolls.
I mean,
18.
like, so you say that this is probably what recycled looks like. I can just imagine that these people, I'm going to use air quotes on when I say people. These people used to be in stasis pods.
Seamus, while he's talking, you're thinking back about the papers you guys found. You know, it never said the experiments stop after recycling starts.
do you all know about life tech?
I know very little, aside from what I've seen on the papers.
And Seamus is specifically like he asks everyone, but he's specifically looking at Zid.
I am stunned.
It so happens that I may have run across them before. Or perhaps, less myself. Perhaps others.
Are they
But-
ones to waste resources?
It depends, man, what you think is waste. I think their definition and our definition are probably two
If they
different
had-
things, man.
If they had a life, would they
I
use it
don't
until they
think
can't
that
use it
life
anymore?
matters to life tech.
So
I think-
you think that they'd use it till they can't use it anymore? If one experiment failed, they'd try another one on it till it was unusable.
I have a theory.
Turns to Blackstone. And what be that, man?
So, did you guys notice any? What was there enough showing to where you could see like scarring, or was it just, or anything?
It's hard to tell because it almost looks like cancerous growth slash splicing and mixing, and like it just is all over the board, just
I did
grotesque.
say that because my theory is that, like maybe those growths, they get like maybe if one limb is unusable, it gets hacked off, and they take another limb from someone else and attach it to the healthy body, quote unquote. And sometimes that doesn't take, gets rejected. So they just continue to try until something takes, and eventually it runs its course, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna cut bait and we're going to flush this body. That's my theory. That they're basically
What
Frankensteining bodies together.
I am going to be
You,
forthcoming to you for the first time. I did not know when we came here how much trust to put in you, or how much they were listening, but it seems here they are not. And we have to rely on each other to get out. My family are gone. I do not know where. The corporation who has tracked my family, my sister, my father, they sold me to Liftech like Life Tech was just the worst. Like this was the worst that they could do to me. I want to find my family. To get out of here.
do you think they're down here where we are?
The corporation said that they had tracked them, but they sent me somewhere completely different. I do not think they are down here.
Did they use you as bait?
They caught me. And I do not know their purpose for having me here. Just know that this is my lot until I get out or pay my debt to them. I hoped money would be the way to do that. But at this point, perhaps information might be even more valuable to them.
Well, for my part, I will stand by you, and I will help you in your endeavor. I have a similar predicament. My family's also missing, and I'm very much looking for them. So
it hits the very soul, man.
Yeah, you and I are
Nothing
kindred.
else.
Yeah, we're kindred spirits.
Long story short, life tech. And the picture just grows brighter, right? With these papers that we have found. They have been doing this a lot longer than we first imagined. They have had their fingers in the pot since before the war, before the fall, man. And they are not to be trifled with.
Well, I can't say that my family's missing, but I've lost at least one member of my family. And I don't know for sure if it was someone connected to a corporation or to the government or both. Very well could be that Life Tech is in the middle of that too. Maybe that's why we're all here. Nonetheless, we know Life Tech is a shite company, or we wouldn't be trying to get out of it. Now, the question is, with the information that we have about the pests down here, is are we going to try to let these people help and get some equipment and try to eradicate the pests, or are we going to go back to the Overlord and tell them that we couldn't complete the task they gave us and that we need more equipment and hope that they give us more and we come down and take care of the problem? Or take the chance that they just wipe us and we start over again?
I don't think they're going to give us more.
No. I think this mind that you spoke of, that they spoke of, these people, these unfortunates, you might call them, that we might end up as. They said the mind. This mind might know more about this situation, our situation. It seems like the best bet.
I agree.
Me too.
Try.
I think
Excuse me.
Get our hands dirty.
Hey,
Kill some animals, then so be it.
are you done talking to each other?
I think so.
Okay, so it's a wise word because there's monsters on the way there. So they said, I go with you and Bosch watch the friends. Does that work? This is one of the other ones. that you saw back behind.
I jump back a little bit whenever he walks up and talks to him.
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I only got half a jaw. The other half is missing.
I'm sorry.
It's no fun. It's hard to eat.
Is the boss staying with your friends, or?
Yeah, he's the boss. He's gonna stay with the other three, and I'll show you the way to the mind.
Sounds good.
Hey, it's acceptable to me.
Cause you're not gonna make it without someone showing you the way.
So,
Alright. That's where we'll pick up next time.
sweet.
Where you have your half-mouthed companion showing you the way to the mind, whoever that is. You found the delightful nightmare that is the bowels of the complex. Congratulations. I'm sure you all feel wonderfully happy tonight.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
By the way, I do like a resist drug torture check for that, but I think that acting also might work. In the sense of trying to hide whatever emotion you're feeling towards something like that.
No, I can see that.
That's just my thoughts of looking over that
Yeah.
the character sheet. That's the only other thing that I can see that might fit, trying like to curb some kind of reaction like that.
Yeah, I could see acting working. I think resist torture drug would be your initial reaction, and then the acting would kind of be like if you want to not show that you were, grossed out. I think that works well. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you all for being here
Cool
tonight.
session.
Yeah.
It's been a doozy, and we'll pick up here next time. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.